what about the Attitude Era? So, Attitude Era is lauded as probably one of the best eras of wrestling, if not the best. Now, a lot of people say it doesn't quite hold up because of questionable storylines. That aside, I still enjoy it because of the characters. The characters is what made the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era was not about match quality, even though the matches were good. It was about storylines and the characters. The characters was key to the Attitude Era. So today we're going to dig into my Mount Rushmore of the WWE Attitude Era. So how this game works, and by the way, if you want to see me do a Mount Rushmore, let me know in the comment section which one you want me to see, which one do you want to see me do. I always get that mixed up. I have no idea, by the way. Like I always say, it's like 7:15 in the morning when I record this. I record it before I go to work. So let me know if there's any you want to see. And how this game works is and obviously it mustn't be one I've done already, I list a bunch that could be in the Mount Rushmore, and then 3 that is undoubtedly in the Mount Rushmore, and then you let me know who the 4th is, or alternatively, just all 4 yours. So let's start off with a tag team, the APA, the Acolytes, whatever you want to call them, the Acolyte Protection Agency. Their skits backstage with playing cards and the imaginary, or not imaginary, the door in the middle of nowhere where there's no walls or anything. People still had to come through the door to get their services. APA, absolutely brilliant. Next, he was not that popular at the end of his run, but during the Attitude Era, it's Shane McMahon. The matches he had in the hardcore division, the matches with Kurt Angle, the matches with Steve Blackman, the bumps he took, absolutely legendary. Next, this guy, either you love him or you hate him, and I'm a big fan, it's Goldust. Goldust is such a crucial character to WWE. Imagine all the missed opportunities we would have had if Goldust was not around. Next, we've got the Dudley Boys. So I think I've got a grand total of 4 tag teams on here. And the Dudley Boys, if you do not mention them, Devon, get the tables. Then we just can't be friends if the Dudley Boys is not one of your favorite tag teams of all time. Next, we've got Kurt Angle. Now, he showed up during the Attitude Era and he took to wrestling like a duck to water. The comedy segments he did with Stone Cold, the serious segments he did, the wrestling, everything just absolutely on point. This guy, he doesn't get talked about enough, but his Attitude Era run, The Big Show. Think about it. At one point, The Big Show did a missile dropkick from the top rope for a guy who's 7 foot tall and near 500 pounds. The Big Show in the Attitude Era was absolutely phenomenal. Next, another tag team. And by the way, this is in no specific order. Just the top 3 is in a very specific order. Next is Edge and Christian. For those with the benefit of flash photography, their kazoos, their backstage skits with the commissioners, all of that is just absolute gold. And then the matches with the Dudley Boys and another tag team we might speak about later, just absolute stuff of legend. Next, we've got Y2J, obviously also making his debut in WWE during the Attitude Era, calling out The Rock to start off with. The first undisputed champion beat Rock and Stone Cold in one night. What more can you want from someone? It's gotta be Kane. The debut alone, is that the best debut in WWE history? Let me know in the comment section. But apart from his debut, just his character, everything Kane did was just absolutely brilliant. Except, of course, Shane McMahon and Electrocution. Oh no, we've actually got 3 tag teams, or 4, what am I saying? 5 tag teams on here, because this one I have to mention the New Age Outlaws. They set the benchmark for what an entertaining entrance should be. If you're of a certain age, and that age is right around my age, and you cannot, and you're a wrestling fan, let me first say that, and you cannot recite their entrance word for word, then you are not a true wrestling fan. We have to speak about The Undertaker. Now, he missed quite a portion of the Attitude Era, but he made a comeback, and he missed a section, but he also came back. So if he was there throughout, he would have definitely made my Mount Rushmore, but of course, he was out for a small part, then he came back. His comeback was a little bit less than desirable, with causing a disqualification. You guys know what I'm talking about. Similar vein to The Undertaker, HBK, Shawn Michaels, also missed a part of the Attitude Era, but still his stuff with D-Generation X is kind of crucial to WWE winning the Monday Night Wars. Then of course we have to mention Triple H. Now, he's not on the Mount Rushmore because he was still on the up during the Attitude Era, reaching the pinnacle during the Attitude Era, but his beginning he was more of a sidekick to Shawn Michaels, a sidekick to D-Generation X, until he eventually became the leader. So he was very close to making it on the Mount Rushmore, the proper Mount Rushmore, well, he might be in your fourth spot. Ken Shamrock. Imagine if Ken Shamrock was around today. The kind of matches he would have with today's roster would just be absolutely incredible. The shot he took from The Rock square in the face, how gutsy is that? Then we of course have to speak about China. First woman to enter men's Royal Rumble. She wanted to challenge Stone Cold for the World Championship, and I would have believed her. She was a believable character. Then I'm going to mention Lita. I'm not going to mention Trish because, like I always say, I was always a Lita guy. There was always the debate when I was in school, are you a Lita or Trish guy? I was a Lita guy, probably because she was part of the Hardy Boys or whatever the case may be, but I was always a Lita guy. Then let's just talk about the Hardy Boys. How can you not talk about the Hardy Boys? Their matches with Edge and Christian and Dudley's, it reimagined what ladder matches and TLC matches could ultimately be, and I think Money in the Bank has a lot to thank them for. D'Lo Brown, what he did with the European title is unforgettable, where he would bill himself from a different place in Europe every single week. It's just so incredibly classic. We have to speak about Test, probably the best big boot in wrestling history, and he was originally supposed to be in the Triple H spot, and then Triple H ultimately got that spot. So imagine what Test's career could have been. Val Venus. Hello, ladies. Is his character questionable? Absolutely. Did I enjoy it? 100%. Next, in the same vein, it's The Godfather. Again, was his character questionable? 100%. Did I enjoy it? 100%. Would I have not taken him up on the match offer and taken his other offer? If you know, you know. I would have probably. Then we've got Rikishi. He was so incredibly, undoubtedly over in the Attitude Era. To think about the 2001 Royal Rumble, he was one of the 4 favorites to win it, until of course they turned him heel, which was just not a smart decision. He was a naturally over babyface. The last one to not make my Mount Rushmore is Crash Holly, simply because I really enjoyed the Hardcore title, and the skits he had with the Hardcore title was incredible. Now, there's an obvious 3 I left out, and you should be able to just guess who those 3 are. And number one, or not number one, the first one on the Mount Rushmore, of course, it's Mankind. How can it not be Mankind? Mankind is one of the most endearing characters and one of the scariest characters at the same time in wrestling history. Next, it's The Rock, the People's Champion. The feuds he had with somebody we might speak about in a couple of seconds is just incredible. The character work, the promo work, his rise from Rocky Maivia to the People's Champ, to the most electrifying man in all of sports and entertainment is just remarkable. And then lastly, I've spoken about this guy countless times, but it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. How can it not be Stone Cold Steve Austin? He was literally the key to the Attitude Era. He was, obviously all these guys and women played a role, but he was, in my opinion, the linchpin that won the Monday Night Wars. What do you guys think of this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section. Until next time, peace.